Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a good Tuesday. I almost said Sunday, but it's not Sunday. Um, so I'm a few seconds early, so I'm just going to give everybody a minute or two. Anybody who's able to jump on. Um, so yeah. I've been somewhat aware of these seals for a little while, but my friend Heather brought these back to my attention and my awareness a couple of weeks ago when she was doing some work on me because I was feeling stuff kind of around my heart and the back region of my heart. And she said, "Oh, there's a seal there, and we need to clear it." To help release that stuck energy. And so then I started doing some research on, what are these seals? What are they doing? And so they come from the Anunnaki. They're called the Jehovahian Seals, or the Jehovahian Anunnaki. And it's these seals that were placed into the axial or axonal line of the earth. So they're implanted into the earth. And because we are born and we are part of the earth, we therefore inherit those same seals. And that, they can be in our animals as well. In the plants, it's in the earth. So they create a lot of distortions. They can create pain in the body. They can create kind of programming around money, heart distortions, physical distortions, all the way to like extreme levels where it can create actual death within the body. And its purpose is to kind of keep us looping and not ascending and moving out of these timelines, keep us stuck here as, slaves. So it's also going to help with anywhere that you're feeling that enslavement patterning within your life of, I can't break free of, this condition. I can't move beyond this thing. So I'm going to try and clear as much as I can. It will hopefully help open up, more connection to the living God. So my thoughts are, I'm going to go into, everyone's fields. I'm going to go into the fields of the earth, any of our animals, and try and go into the different layers of the consciousness to remove these seals and remove any place where they can loop back into us. Although from my research, it's still good to like periodically go through and ensure that the clearing is still there, clear anything else that's trying to come back up or into that space. Yeah, so that is my plan. And, we will, as always, see what God has in store for us. So just take a moment and close your eyes. We're going to get grounded and centered. I'm going to create a 33-dimensional shield of living rainbow plasma light, connecting around myself, around my house, my car, my cat, all of my friends and family, and then around everyone who is listening now and will listen in the future to this recording. Everybody is surrounded and sealed in this rainbow plasma light. And we also create this seal around the Holy Mother Earth. And we call in the one true living God to work with us. We ask for divine connection to the one true living God. And we call in the living Holy Mother Ark and the living Holy Father Ark. And we ask for their divine provisioning and their divine covering as we clear these seals. And we call in the holy living solar Christ Sophia. And we ask for their guidance, their love, and their support. And we ask for their divine devotion to the one true living God. And we call in all of our living light bodies and living multidimensional selves into this space, as well as the living light body of our earth and then her light body, her multidimensional selves into this space. And we call in all the divine beings of living light who are in pure devotion to the one true living God. We call in the seraphim who are in pure devotion to the one true living God. We call in the Lyrans who are in pure devotion to the one true living God. We call in the Arcturians and the Syrians who are in pure devotion to the one true living God. We call in all of the earth guardians who are in pure devotion to the one true living God and to this holy divine planet, Earth. And we call in all of the purest earth elementals and magics on this planet to work with us today. And we call in the living Holy Mother Ark to work with us today, to guide us and to help us clear these seals. And this space, this container is now sealed and cannot be broken until we decree it so. And so I open up into the fields, into my fields, into the collective fields of everyone who will listen to this recording, and into the fields of the planet Earth. And I ask to go into all of the layers of the consciousness, the subconscious, the superconscious, the unconscious, into all the cellular structure. And anywhere that these seals are stored, I ask for permission to enter into those places to remove these seals. And so we go first to the top of the skull, on the left side. And we remove this seal, this plug that separates us from the one true living God and from all the knowledge, the sacred knowledge that is ours. And we ask for guidance to remove these seals from every person who is listening and through the planet Earth. And I feel like there's this pressure building as it's trying to pull out. So I'm feeling the pressure build in my head. And call in the psychic surgeons, the seerans, and the Arcturians, and the Lyrans with all of their technologies and abilities to remove these seals. And we direct the seraphim into these places in the earth to remove these seals from the earth, from all the plants and animals. And now I feel that they're kind of working on healing that space where these plugs were removed from us. Removing any debris. We're going to call in the water elementals to cleanse that space, kind of go into every little pocket of space to remove any lingering debris that might try to bring this seal back. Okay, and then the angelics, the angels are kind of working with everybody's connection and finding the best and purest angle and degree. It's almost like they're kind of finding that perfect balance point and connecting everyone with the one true living God, so that you're bringing in the highest level of channel and guidance from the one true living God, from source. And so then we're going to the heart and the left lung, and we're removing the seal from this area, all the places that block and create static in our hearts and in our connection to others. So they're removing that seal. It's coming out from the back, like kind of underneath. It feels for me the shoulder blade. And as I'm clearing this, I'm feeling some pressure on the bottom of the foot. So we're gonna ask that the plug that's also on the bottom of the foot or anywhere that's causing us discomfort as we're clearing these seals, that those are also healed and worked with. I feel this pure light frequency going from the front of the heart through to the back and out the back side, disintegrating this seal. And as it goes through, it also heals. So right now there's just a place kind of underneath the shoulder blade where they're having to clear it out from its connection into the bone. And really allow yourself to connect into your heart and to move your shoulder and create that space for it to drop out. And call in the water elementals to scrub through the left lung, through the heart, and through the backside. So in between the shoulder blades and the ribs, and cleansing that area. And there's a little part kind of right up the back place where it's catching, kind of around the levator scapula. So they're going into that muscle and extracting these little fibers where the seal is hooked in so that it's a hard seal to remove. And I feel the Holy Mother Ark place her hands over everyone's hearts and sealing that space with her divine, true heart magic, her love, her devotion, her life, her creation of life and life force energy that was always meant to run through our body. And they're clearing the seal also from the heart of Mother Earth. And clearing the distortion of what love should be. And clearing out that death programming that where we give our hearts to synthetic beings or those beings who are infiltrated with reptilian interfacing, all those places where, it kills our heart or the energy of our hearts. They're clearing there's just a lot of layers and subconsciousness to this heart seal. And reminding everyone of how worthy that they are of love without having to do anything or be anything or prove anything, that you are loved purely by God, by the Holy Mother, Holy Father, and by the Christ Sophia. And you are honored for how much heart that you've always had, regardless of what it's been through. And to the removing an even deeper seal to this heart seal. They're clearing out loosh and miasma, so like this kind of black, oily, greasy energy in the heart. And then there's a component of the seal behind the left knee. That place where it's hard to move forward or to move away from those who want to take our love, want to take our energy, our love, our devotion, who want to take it and use it and make it less than. So they're removing that seal from behind the left knee. And again, calling in the water elementals to scrub that energy and scrub out any place where this heart seal has affected our discernment. Everywhere where we've judged ourselves of not being good enough. If we were good enough, they would love us. They would love us the way we love them. So all that programming that keeps us stationary and stagnant and not moving beyond that. So all that's falling out. And now we go up to the pineal gland. And removing this seal and this plug that's within our pineal gland. And so I see it as kind of a frequency, like it distorts the images that we're getting so that for some they seem kind of scary or scattered or hard to comprehend, or kind of always seeing the death and destruction, the war, the SRA stuff, like kind of trapped, like trapped in those visions without being able to take action on them, so that you're traumatized over and over again. And so they're removing the seal from all of our pineal glands, our third eye, and from the pineal gland of Mother Earth. And especially with the pineal gland, they're going really deep into the subconscious programming of our inner sight, our inner knowing. So where that's been corrupted and distorted, so that we create more of this false vision, this false truth. So whether, for some, it might be a false truth that everything is perfect and wonderful, everything's rosy, when maybe in reality it's not. And for others, that it's always this darkness, this battle, this fearfulness, this having to hide. So removing that seal, and before I say, and this one seems to be very connected to the dark father. I see kind of this image of this dark, disapproving father figure. So they're clearing that out. So what the Siren psychic surgeons and Arcturians and Lyrians are doing is, for those who are still not ready to fully see and have that vision fully online, they're removing the seal, but placing something around the third eye, so that that'll be there until you're ready to see, till you make the conscious decision of, I want to see, I'm going to see, I'm ready. So they'll remove it when you are ready. And for those of us who, have been seeing, are okay with seeing, have, that full inner sight as part of our mission, that seal is being fully removed, and they're adjusting the eye, similar to what they did at the crown level, adjusting the vision to the highest frequency and scope of vision that we're ready for and that we've committed to. Okay, and then on the left side of the neck and within the lymphatic, there's some seals in here. So again, this affects our throat. It affects the signal from the heart to our mind, and to God. So the seraphim are continuing to work within the earth to remove these seals. So they're scrubbing the lymphatic system through the left side of the body in through the heart, clearing all that out. I feel it really going through like this part of my neck. I almost have like a slightly metallic taste in my mouth now, kind of stems from back here and moves down. So they're clearing all that energy and debris out and flushing our lymphatic system as they remove these seals. And I see this soft pink rose color moving through our neck area, kind of cleansing and restoring our feminine essence. And again, this is both within men and women. We carry all of these energies. We all have obviously left and right sides. So we have that, both the feminine and masculine energies within us. So they're just clearing that place where we've maybe cut off access to our emotions, to our feelings, and allowing those to come back online. So you may have a few days that may seem highly emotional as you purge out emotions that you have trapped or have not expressed. So just be aware of that and know that it's okay, and just allow yourself to, if it expresses as anger, allow yourself to kind of get in your car, scream it out, listen to like kind of angry music that allows you to move that energy out. If you have to cry, allow yourself to cry, like whatever you need to move that energy out, even allowing yourself to just laugh, because maybe especially around here, we sometimes shut ourselves off from joy. So you may feel some of that energy move through as well. There may be some additional throat clearing and communication clearing that we'll have to do after Mercury retrograde. They're kind of amused that we're doing this and clearing this during Mercury retrograde. So anyway, that's cleared. And so I'm feeling the energy move between this area more freely. Okay, and so now we move to the left rear thigh and buttocks area. So like kind of up under the gluteus muscles. So again, distortions in our hips, so where they're out of alignment, which then affects our nervous system because it affects all of our posture, our spine. Which again distorts our ability to move forward, to change things, to shift things. It disturbs our rooting. It disturbs our womb area and our sacral area. So our ability to fully create and birth energy out. So they're removing that seal. And so you may feel a little bit of discomfort through your hip bone, through your butt as they remove this. You know, if you need to kind of sit up and move so that they can clear that out, whatever feels good in your body. Oof. And that cleared stuff from kind of the intestinal areas. And I feel the adjustment in my spine as that's removed. Again, clearing trapped energy. So, you know, if you're burping, that's good. It's letting things out, releasing things that are trapped within us. And so as you feel it remove, like come unplugged and released, just kind of adjust your body and feel what feels good in your body. Feel what needs to be stretched and moved. And I kind of feel that release move up through the left side of my body. All right. I feel like it'll be really important today if you can do some stretching. Afterwards, just move the body, kind of pedal your feet out, and stretch, like especially if you can stretch your spine a bit, to allow things to readjust. That'll be really really helpful to continue to move this old stagnant energy out and allow the new energy to move in. So now we go to the Alta Major, which is where the neck rests on top of the spine. So it's also in the hypothalamus and then the top of the left shoulder. Yeah, that, you know, it's a place that affects the movement of our wings, and even kind of, and it traps kind of worry, you know, that when we raise our shoulders up, like we're trying to protect ourselves from stress, from, you know, personal attack, you know, whatever. And so that seal kind of digs in deeper and, you know, keeps you in this place, which then affects the nervous system because you're hyper vigilant, you're hyper aware, and you're like kind of constantly in this fear state because of this trapped energy, this trap within the shoulder. So they're removing all of that, removing it from the hypothalamus, which again deals with the communication of the hormones and chemicals within our body. So the way that our DNA signals itself. So you know, again, if they're trapped in this energy of fear, it's sending a signal to the DNA to behave in a certain way that it normally would not. So they're unplugging all of that from, again, the left shoulder, the back of the neck here, and then the hypothalamus, which is kind of like back through here. I'm calling in the water elementals to really scrub this area clean. And I see white with tones of lavender moving through and cleansing this area. And it's going through all of our DNA, restructuring the DNA back to its original state. And same within the Mother Earth. They're cleansing her rivers, her DNA, so all the root systems within her. So everywhere that the communications run through Mother Earth and run through us, all of that's being cleared and cleansed. And they're clearing next a seal from the left aorta. So the aorta artery. So again, it's runs deep into the neck. So like when you're feeling the blood rush, it's one of the arteries that you feel. And so again, it's this place where it's capping off the energy that moves through us. So like as this is being cleared and removed, like I feel more energy kind of hitting into my pineal gland and into my crown. So it's like, but not in a painful, stressful way or pressure way, but as like the freedom of movement and that connection. And so all of these seals are being removed again through our consciousness, our unconsciousness, our subconsciousness, our super consciousness, and through all of the different dimensional layers. So from the fourth through the seventh dimensions, it's being removed from all of those levels and layers. And so now they're just adjusting the frequency within the body, removing any frequency fences that are again blocking signals. And next week we'll clear some additional programming that's connected to these seals, but I feel like we've done a lot with clearing these distortions and these implants and these plugs from our body. So we're going to ask the Arcturians to kind of to plug into us and lift us up. So raising our frequency, our dimension, our vibration. So just plugging and sealing us up in this higher vibration, sealing up any place so that these seals can't come back in. But again, it'll be good to to do this clearing periodically, or when you start to feel that the energy is off, or you're feeling kind of stuckness, especially anywhere on the left side of the body, to do this recording again. Is there anything else? I'm feeling more energy from my crown down to my feet. Again, stretch sometime today, move the body, remove anywhere where it's been tight and stuck, and just realign everything. And so with that, we're going to seal up in God's seal, and only that of the one true living God. That is the only seal that is allowed within us, within our fields. And again, just as we're sealed, aligning us to the seal of the one true living God, sealing up the earth. Then we ground down. All work done, and so it is. So thank you. And if anybody needs any personal work, I'm always available for sessions. Just let me know and I can send you a link to schedule. Thank you for participating in this today. Again, listen to it multiple times, stretch the body. We'll do some more work next week around this, see if there's anything else that needs to be cleared around them, and then some additional distortions within the fields. So anyway, have a wonderful rest of your day. Goodbye.